Hello everyone. I'm super excited for today's episode. Do you know why? Because in this episode, I'm going to discuss my whole stock market related journey. And let me tell you, if you have watched any stock market related movies, if you read any books related to stock market journey is not that glamorized, it's not that fancy, it's not that dramatic because I made lot of mistakes. I failed few times. I faced huge losses in my life. There was nobody who could help you and rescue me. So let me tell you something. When you are dealing with stock market in real life, there is no any background music. It's not that fancy. Okay? So in this episode, I'm going to share how I started with very small amount and I ended up paying all debts for my family. I ended up building a huge wealth for my family. I started my own fintech company and I'm now mentoring and coaching so many traders across the India and outside from India as well. So today I have my friend Ryan Lobo with me who is going to ask me super important questions. And let me assure you, no matter which seminar you attend about the stock market, how many videos you watch, how many movies you watch, how many books you read, I'm going to give you those insights in this episode which are worth at least 5 to 10 million dollars. So let's jump in.
So Chetan, we're here with another episode today. And today we're talking about a very interesting topic. In fact, Chetan, you wouldn't know this, but just last week my sister-in-law was telling me about the stock market.
Okay.
That she's investing on some platform. It's like a mobile app. And you know what I said to her? See, I really don't know much about stock markets. I rather just go with the mutual funds. So tell me, you are a trader, you are an investor, you have your own fintech firm. So you're the right person to ask. How did you get into this whole stock markets, and tell us about it? I really don't understand it.
Yeah, so it's a very interesting journey I had in last few years. So I started my journey because I was working with an ABN AMRO bank, and that I was also within one insurance company.
Okay.
And my role was a financial planning consultant. So before that, I was not aware about the entire world of stock market. And due to my job, various training happen about the banking relationships, financial planning, mutual funds, and so many things, right? So that's the first time I came across to the world of stock market, and it was so mind blowing for me. And those were my struggling years also. Because of my family's financial background,
Okay.
I always needed extra money. So it attracted me too much that after following few of my friends and colleagues over there, I started my stock market journey.
Okay.
So you can say that my job with ABN AMRO Bank and insurance company has actually helped me introduce to the world of stock market.
So before that, you had zero knowledge, but it's
Yeah.
only at this job that you started
Yeah.
getting training.
Yes. I had zero knowledge, and even within this company, they were not providing any training or knowledge of stock market because their focus was on insurance products and the mutual funds and everything. But of course, like insurance and mutual fund are financial products, and somehow they are related to stock market. So one way or another way, I tried to find my own ways about to understand what is trading, what is investment, and what other people are doing in the stock market, and what if I can do, and I can also earn some extra income for my family as well. So that was the start initially I had.
Okay. So you had even at your job, you had a very limited understanding of
Yeah,
it.
limited
So it
understanding.
wasn't enough to start your own stock market journey.
Yes.
So how did you then get into trading and buying your own stocks and stuff?
So what happened is, like, I think just like me, many thousands of people jump into the stock market the way I did without proper knowledge actually. That you open a demat account, trading account, and jump into the stock market. You're gonna make lot of mistakes, and you will try to learn as you figure out in your journey. So it was a similar approach, trial and error, failing here and there, and then start to learn whatsoever was possible at that time.
Okay. So with the little knowledge that you had at the job, you began trading, you had a demat account. So how was that like first phase or how was your first experience with the stock market?
It was painful and horrible.
Really?
Because I made huge losses at that time. I made a lot of mistakes. And I think many people do the same. Even right now, even you are very well aware that if you go to Apple Store or Google App Store, there are lot of investment and trading applications, right?
Yeah.
And there are many brokers, many YouTube channels are focusing on stock market, but still 90-95% people lose in stock market. Even that the data remains same. And I think the data will always remain the same even in next 10-20 years. The data will not change.
What do you mean by the data?
Data means statistics. Every now and then, our stock market authorities and our stock exchange, they release some kind of statistics about the traders.
Okay.
That how many traders are conclusively making profit or making losses.
Oh.
And the data always varies that 80-90% traders are always making losses. That's how it is. Success ratio is around 10-15% always.
So that comes to another interesting question, is that is it worth getting into the stock market if the percentage is so high? So what kind of knowledge and skills do you require to become successful? So from your own journey, you failed. I mean, in your first attempt at it, you made a lot of losses. So let's get into that.
So I want to create one more episode into just statistics.
Okay.
Because I can very well still defend that statistics, because our stock market authorities actually argue that only 10% traders are profitable or only 15%. But let's focus on the world outside of the stock market. Let's say you want to become a very successful engineer. Let's say people are giving exam for government sectors. Or let's say you are competing for a UPSC or anywhere somebody is working in any world and they are targeting to become a top surgeon, right? Top athlete in football or cricket or swimming, anywhere. The success ratio in those top fields are actually less than 10%. Sometimes the success ratio, if you do the Google search about the top surgeons, top athletes, top mathematicians, top successful businessmen in particular industry, the success ratio comes even less than 5%, 2%, 1%. So I am actually very much satisfied that stock market still has a 10% success ratio, because when we graduate from college or when we jump into any kind of field and we even try to give a normal interview for any job, do you think if the 1,000 people are appearing for a one post, what is the success ratio over there?
Yeah, it's very
It
low.
will actually less than 10%.
Yep.
So people have too much problem and they have an argument that I don't want to jump into stock market because look at this, authorities themselves are telling that success ratio is just 10%. But if you compare it to other fields, then success ratio is still high. And imagine if you are able to figure out in the stock market, there is no limitation about how much wealth you are able to build up.
Yeah.
So I think I can very well justify this and I can guide people in correct way that this success ratio is still high and I don't have any complaints about that.
That's excellent. So I just remember that you said at that phase when you first started, you were struggling financially as well.
Yeah.
You come from a difficult background. So how much money did you invest? How much did you and how much loss did you make? Tell us about those kind of numbers.
Yeah. So it was happened few years ago. I don't even exactly remember the particular figures, but I can give you an idea in terms of the percentage. That if you are earning an X amount of payment, so my loss was X into 5, like 5 times, 7 times losses.
Wow.
Yeah.
What do you mean? When you're saying are you saying that you're earning, say, 30,000 salary? Is that what you mean?
Yeah. So let's say you are earning like, let's say 25,000, 30,000, or if your salary is $5,000 or whatsoever, multiply to 5 to 7 times. So losses and profits were happening, but sometimes losses were very huge actually. And that happened due to lack of knowledge. Because you see other people, you get attracted that I will also make money out of the stock market. I'll change the life of my family, because you have a lot of responsibilities and you don't see the jobs are going to help you out anyway. And let me tell you, this is a reality of many, many people who are coming to the stock market. And what happened is that there are many movies related to stock market. There are many fancy books have been written on stock market. There are many TV series around the world available for stock market, and they glamorize stock market. But in reality, let me tell you something very interesting, that in reality, you will never have that kind of background music when you face real life, when you face crisis in the stock market. When losses happen, nobody is going to play those background music. You have to survive alone.
So you had invested a small amount when you first started, and whatever you invested, you lost. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I was actually on the trading side rather than investment. because
Okay, now that's a good question.
Yeah.
So what is the difference between trading and investing?
so trading, you do it for a short term, even for a one day. Trading is a very short term game. Investment is a longer term. Let's say you have a stock of Apple or a Microsoft or a Reliance or a Infosys, right? So if you have X amount, you just put it for a long term. You are not going to withdraw it right away. You are not seeking any income or wealth right away. Investment is a longer term, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, 12
Okay.
years, right? But trading is very short term. You can actually enter and exit in any particular stuff within 5 minutes, 1 hour, 3 hours, 1 day also, 2 day also.
Okay, so you were trading.
Yes, because of course, for
Yeah.
investment, you require too much money. So I had to choose trading. So yeah, the losses happen into trading. And at one point of time, I decided to take a break also. Because I faced losses and you can't explain to your family also at that time.
So I guess what happened is you were working. While you were working, you were trading. Is that correct?
Yeah, yeah.
So then, because you made losses, you took a break from trading,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and you had a job.
Yeah,
at
I
that
had a
time.
job.
So what were you working on?
The same financial planning consultant with the bank and the insurance company at that time.
So it's really funny that you say that you're a financial
Yeah.
planning consultant, but
Yeah.
you yourself failed in trading.
Yeah, yeah.
And there are so many financial consultants who advise people on stocks.
Yeah, I think this is all about discipline, right? When we become emotional, we lose our touch with discipline. And you see many scam and fraud happens in our real life because sometimes talented people become victim of fraud or scam because our greed comes into the picture, our needs and our emotional takeover to our discipline. So yeah, that entire phase actually gave me a lot of painful lessons that I needed to work in my life.
Okay. So after how you took a break, how long was your break for?
I think the break was like 6 to 8 months.
Okay.
And actually during that period, I focused too much on my job also. And I actually decided to change my job. Yeah, because I was not feeling comfortable. When I was a financial planning consultant, my job was to sell the insurance product and the mutual fund products to the customers. And I did not much relate to it personally because I want to focus more on the technology at that time. I was very much passionate about technology. So during my break, I thought that let's give up on the stock market. Maybe this is not my way to do things in my life. And this is something which is hairy.
Yeah, I
very-
mean, you're already earning a decent salary.
Yeah.
Why simply risk it to work in the
Yeah.
stock market?
And especially when you come from a conservative, lower middle class background, you can't absorb this kind of big crisis in your life. You have so many responsibilities. So I took a break and I changed my job. I migrated towards technological sector. And yeah, that's how it worked during that phase that I started focusing more on job.
Okay. So how did you start trading again? What was like, why did you get into the second phase? Like, why did you re-enter the trading game?
Yeah. So it was a part 2 of my life in stock market.
Okay.
And I'm very much thankful that I did not give up. And after a few months, I again picked it up. So one day I had a very important realization.
Okay.
That yes, I made lot of losses. And if you look at my trading, I realized that I did not have even some basic knowledge of stock market.
Okay.
All I was doing is taking blind trades. Like I did not have any logic. I did not have any strategies. I was not focusing on anything at all. So one question which made me resume is I consider as $1 million question is that I thought that if stock market is giving me this much of loss, then it also means that I can make the same amount of money in stock market. Because profit and loss are the outcome in the stock market.
Yeah.
As simple as that. So I said I was rewarded with loss as an outcome because I did not follow anything at all. That means I can also earn the same amount of money if I can figure out how these things work.
Yeah.
So that was the biggest motivation for me to give it one more try in such a way that not only I gain some basic knowledge, not only I look at my losses and I understand what are the painful lessons I have to learn from it, and then I started resuming again during that. So that was the biggest motivation for me.
Okay. That's amazing. So what did you do differently in the second phase?
Many things I started doing differently. At that time I was doing, there is a thing called intraday trading.
Okay.
It's purely on the stock, and you enter into morning and you exit by the afternoon. And there were futures trading, which is little bit risky, which I explain you later, or we can create another episode because I don't want to go too much in a technical detail right now. But yeah, I started following specific systems.
Okay.
I started following specific strategies. I started trading only when I needed to trade rather than trading normally or trading randomly, or if it is Monday, I need to trade. No. Focus on the specific system, focus on the strategy, use some logic in your trades, and make sure that you try to reduce the chances of losses as much as possible. So I can say that I have become a more of a systematic trader rather than an emotional trader.
Okay.
So one of the biggest learning in my life is that if you try to build yourself as a systematic trader, you will eventually win. Nobody gonna stop you. But if you put your emotions, then you will lose horribly. So those are some of the changes I did.
So what were you focusing on and what were you trading?
I was mainly focusing on intraday.
Okay.
I was mainly focusing on futures trading. And slowly, I got in touch with some really amazing traders.
Okay.
Like I remember one of my biggest lesson I learned, and I built a really amazing profit from one insight which one trader gave me. It was like, Chetan, why you are trading focusing on so many stocks? Why don't you focus on few stocks, like just 1, 2 or 3 stocks? You identify those patterns. You actually virtually marry to those stocks, like they are your wife or your husbands.
Know
you
them
know,
intimately.
yeah, you know everything about that stock. You take every small detail about that stock. Why don't you stick to this 2 to 3 stocks? And you become better than another 10,000 traders in those stocks.
Okay.
So those systematics and small things I have tried to really focus on myself. And I try to also focus that I should trade only when market is going to give me money. That means there are good trades and there are bad trades also. I shouldn't trade just because this market is open today. I should trade when I see a particular pattern is available which is working in my favor.
Wow.
So that focus changed my trading journey totally.
Okay.
And those were some amazing days.
So then in the first phase you made a lot of loss.
Yeah.
Tell us about what profit or what profit did you make in your second phase?
I don't remember those details because I used to trade too much. But let me tell you, again, if I give an idea in terms of the percentage or something, then my salary was very decent in a technological sector. But previously, like I told you, when I started to lose amount which was 5 times, 7 times more, I now started to earn amount which was equivalent to 2 to 3 times of equivalent to my salary.
Okay.
So I was now multiplying my money. So I was getting 2 times or 3 times salary at my home now. So it was still not too much. But yeah, when you turn around your boat like that 360 degree, it requires too much hard work, and you are all alone doing all these changes in your life. So it's an amazing, I still remember those days and that happiness.
Yeah.
Yeah, because those initial profit cannot match to the current happiness I have, even if my wealth is amazing right now. But those initial profits are like when you are buying your first car.
Yeah.
Even if you buy the pre-owned, you will never forget your first car.
That's true.
So those were some amazing days.
So tell me something. Did you have more lessons when you failed or when you succeeded? And what were they?
I think I can say on my basis of experience of trading, my experience in different businesses right now, that success is not at all a good teacher at all. Success makes you arrogant. Success keeps you in a comfort zone. But failure always makes you humble. It opens your door of your mind and you learn too much in your failures. And I have a personal saying that mistakes and failures are some of the world's most expensive institutions.
Expensive.
Yeah, because mistakes are going to cost you.
Okay.
Failures are going to cost you. And I prefer to take education from those institutes rather than typical schools and colleges.
So you're saying they're expensive, but they're worth it.
Expensive, but they are worth it if you learn the lessons.
Okay.
If you are willing to learn the lessons in business also. The way I see business is also like it's a journey from one failure to another failure.
Yeah.
It reduces your chances of failure, increases your chances of success.
So what were those lessons that you learned?
some of the important lessons I learned, and I have developed my own theories and framework,
Okay.
and some of them are very interesting. So I'll give you an idea of few frameworks right now.
Okay.
And I hope that if traders are watching right now, they just write it down because these are super important. And people will charge you millions just to teach this kind of things.
Okay.
So number one theory I developed by myself is the mad elephant theory. So mad elephant means what? The way I approach stock market is that every morning there is a mad elephant in stock market. And that mad elephant is dancing randomly. And you have to figure out a way to work with this mad elephant.
Okay.
Because imagine, it doesn't matter what religion you have right now, what is your skin color,
Yeah.
what is your education,
Yeah.
who you are you a doctor or are you a college dropout? Stock market gates are always open.
Yeah.
So you have to understand how you are going to deal with the stock market. There is a mad elephant. We're gonna give you losses anytime if you don't watch your steps. So don't consider stock market as an easy or a shortcut way. You have to understand there is a mad elephant which is dancing. You cannot handle it, and still you have to understand its rhythm and figure out your own way.
Ah.
So I developed this psychology that there is a mad elephant, and I have to make sure that I do not get crushed under its feet right now.
Okay.
One another important theory I developed is a crocodile theory.
Okay.
Now, crocodile, if you watch the National Geographic or Discovery, you see how crocodiles hide themselves in a lake or a water. They don't easily come out.
Yeah.
And at some places, especially if they are in a specific water or an area where the food is very limited,
Yeah.
or the animals, so they sit around in the water very calmly entire day until the evening happens. And when evening happens and some animals come to drink water without making any noise, crocodile will slowly come out of the water, grab one animal and go back to the water.
Yeah.
And there are some documentaries that they are saying some crocodiles are very smart. They know the resources are very scarce. So they don't want to scare another animal by showing their presence in a daytime. So they'll wait even if they are hungry. And even if they grab any animal, they will grab so smartly that other animals are not aware in the dark that something is happening.
Okay.
Because if they understand that something is happening tomorrow, they'll not come for the water. So crocodile theory is something I use in a stock market, that no matter how much money I have in my bank account, how much I have need in my family, I'm not just gonna trade just because the stock market is open. Because stock market will lure you, seduce you, and then you will face losses. So for example, if I have a specific strategy, and if strategy tells me on Monday that don't take a trade, on Tuesday it says don't take a trade, on Wednesday it says don't take a trade, but on Thursday it says okay, now take a trade, then only I will take a trade. I'll not just randomly roam around here and there. And there are instances in stock market that entire week is very bad. Let's say some war is happening into the world. Stock market becomes very fluctuate during that time. Right now there are wars in multiple parts of our world. Stock market is very fluctuate. There are few days that you have to stop and move away from the stock market, right? So crocodile theory, mad elephant theory, these are some of the things I developed. These are the lessons I have understood in the stock market.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah. And if you understand what I'm saying, you will see that I'm not much talking about technical things. I'm all talking about psychology and mindset. And that is another lesson you can learn, is that stock market is 90-95% psychology game.
Okay.
It's not about whether you know maths. It's not about whether you know statistics. Knowledge you will gain eventually. If you spend few months, 1 year, you will have every knowledge. And have you also witnessed that some smart and talented people do not become successful in stock market?
Okay.
Let's say I have seen top doctors, top psychologists, top accountants,
Top psychologists also.
yeah, top mathematicians.
Okay.
They are not successful in stock market. Because if we think that only calculations are required, why all mathematicians and statisticians are not billionaires from stock market? What's stopping them to jump into stock market?
But you said even psychologists fail.
Yeah. The reason is that stock market is a very different game. Again, I can bring back the crocodile and mad elephant. I have some of my clients who are in the psychology right now, and they fail horribly. Why? Because stock market will give you a feedback in a language of profit and loss instantly. Stock market will instantly tell you are wrong by showing you the losses.
Okay.
And when I am a doctor, when I am a psychologist, when I am a chartered accountant, or I am a CEO, I'm enjoying authority in my real life. I will not like bitter feedback right away. Right? So many top professionals are unable to digest the bitter feedback right away. Stock market will give you your feedback within minutes. The moment you take wrong trade, the moment you take wrong decision, they will show you loss right away. Stock market doesn't care who you are. So that's why many top professionals are not successful, because they are unable to digest this hard feedback. They don't leave their ego outside.
Okay.
And I always say, keep your shoes and ego outside before entering into stock market, because again, mad elephant doesn't care who you are. They're gonna crush you whosoever you are.
Wow, that's an amazing theory. So when you first got your success, what was like your family's reaction? They saw you, I don't know whether you told them, but you were trading in the stock market. You had a lot more money with you. How was their reaction? What did they?
So during phase 1, when they knew, they did not support me. And I think
Okay.
it's a similar story for every family. And I don't blame them, because they are more concerned about the stability and safety.
Yeah.
But I did not tell them during my second phase.
Okay.
Yeah, I was a little bit smart, if you want to say if being smart is okay or not. But I knew that I want to take chances in my life. Otherwise, I will be trapped in middle class journey. And I'm going to give the legacy of lower middle class to my own children also, which was not at all acceptable for me. So during my second journey, I did not tell anyone. I only told when for few months continuously I was able to earn really nice. And at that time they were very happy, because I recovered the loss which I faced in my first phase also.
Yeah.
And additionally, whatsoever my family had some liabilities, I were able to pay off them very nicely. So they were now happy. And that's how it works in society. Your friends, colleagues and family may not be your support system in your initial stage. Whether you do stock market or whether you venture out anything, they'll only be supportive once you show them the results. That's how it is. And it is, let's be very okay with it. Let's not fight this, because you will lose your emotional energy that you need in your venture.
Absolutely. So before getting into your second phase, you must have come across some major breakthrough.
Yeah.
Was it before you got into your second phase that you had a major breakthrough, or during your second phase, and what was that major breakthrough or realization?
Yeah, so during my second phase, I figured out a few ways in which I can reduce my loss as much as possible.
Okay.
And I can make sure that I'm only entering into qualitative trades. And for example, if I'm able to make X amount of profit, what are some way in which I can increase that profit to 4 times, 5 times, or even 10 times? So major breakthrough came when I started doing options trading.
Yeah.
Option trading become recently popular in last few years, and I was fortunately able to meet few amazing people in option trading also. And we will create separate videos for different types of trading, because if I talk right now, even 5 hours are not enough for that. But the major breakthrough came when it comes to loss management. So when I say loss management, I have one more theory, is that don't consider stock market as a profit making machine. By default, watch stock market as a loss making machine by default. So it's like if you are learning to ride a cycle or a bike, by default it's gonna fail you if you don't do anything.
Yeah.
If you are riding a bike or a scooter or a cycle, you have to constantly keep a balance. If you don't keep a balance, you will immediately fall on the road.
Yeah, that's the default.
Right? So default mode of the stock market is loss. You constantly have to manage loss. The day you are very smart in managing the loss, what is your byproduct? Profit. Profit is the byproduct. And that's where I think the major traders are going wrong. They're focusing to how I can make profit. My question is how I can reduce loss as much as possible.
How you can prevent yourself from falling down.
Falling down, and especially the big giant big holes, right? That we blow our account, we lose too much money because we are never good at managing the risk, or we never consider stock market as a loss making machine. If I consider is I help you, make you see the stock market as a loss making machine, don't you think your entire viewpoint, your strategy and your focus will change now?
Yeah, you'd be a lot more careful.
Yeah, because you will not focus on the profit, you will focus on the loss. You will find smart ways to hedge and manage the loss. So that's why profit automatically comes. And that's where the psychology of top 10 10% traders is very different from
Okay.
90% traders.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you interview, you made as many as trader, and if you come across someone who say, I made a losses, I guarantee you that they are focusing on profit rather than following a system.
Wow. So, what helped you get to this realization? Was it speaking with other people, or your own experience, or reading books, or what
It
was
was little bit of everything. I started reading books. I started meeting some nice people uh, from my own experiences. So I used to write down on my mistakes also. It's very important to write down, have your own diary. So you understand what mistakes you are making, why losses are happening. And then I had realization that why I'm so much running after profit. I should focus on managing the loss. And I give you an example of riding a bike. I watched it in my life that all you can do is balance out.
Yeah.
And your byproduct is you can go from point A to point B if you are able to balance out your bike or a scooter. So why I'm not following the same thing? Like Crocodile Theory was actually developed by watching a Discovery Channel,
Okay.
right? Mad Elephant is also somewhere I got it from the wildlife or something, right? So eventually I took inspiration from whatsoever which is available nearby me. And I developed my own theories that way.
Amazing. So, tell us about your fintech firm. You actually started your own fintech firm. What is it about?
So, Fintech Firm I started because during my trading journey, when I was really doing good, I was still doing a job at that time. I met my partner, who is currently my fintech firm partner also, and that guy is very amazing in option trading and everything. So we then started working together in trading also at that time, and we were still doing job, but he also struggled in his life in stock market. So our background was very similar. And we started working together, trading together, exchanging insights and lessons, and we were growing really good.
Yeah.
And some people around me in our job circle, family circle started to notice that what is happening in our life. So we started coaching other people also. And even right now, there is a huge deficit in market when it comes to a real mentor or a coach. Yes, there are many YouTube channels. Yes, there are many seminars, many courses, but still I see a huge lack of proper coach or a mentor. So many people provided a feedback that why don't you start your own YouTube channel?
Yep.
Because your approach of coaching and teaching and the theories that I have shared right now, right, which are very much important, and nobody is talking about that.
Yeah.
So then we decided to have YouTube channel, and along with that we started a fintech firm. At that time our profit was really good that we were able to quit job also. And we decided to build some software, some tools for traders also, because in order to take smart trades you need some tools.
Right.
So we designed some tools for ourselves, and then we realized that some traders are really liking this tool. So we needed more money to invest into server, technology, software. So at that time we established a fintech firm also. So the idea of fintech firm is to coach people on a right way. Do not provide any tips or shortcut. I don't believe in providing any tips or shortcut. Shortcuts are not going to help you in any field. Forget about stock market. And people have lose millions or billions in following the tips and stock shortcuts and the wrong coach or mentors.
Okay.
So that was the whole point of fintech, that how we can ethically coach them and provide the tools which are really necessary for real traders and investors.
All right. So, basically, you first started a YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Why did you start your YouTube channel?
Yeah. YouTube channel, many people who I'm meeting in Bombay, Bengaluru, during that time I used to meet a lot of traders. So nobody was talking about this kind of theory, that mad elephant, crocodile, focus on the loss rather than profit. Because sometimes one insight can change your mindset.
Yeah.
And people say, oh, I was running after strategy, shortcut, tools. I wasted my money. If anyone could have guided me early, then I could have changed everything. So people were not much focusing about their mindset and psychology. And many people told us that you must start a YouTube channel because you should reach to all the nice traders in India, and YouTube was a very good medium. So that was the whole motivation to start a YouTube channel.
Did you start the YouTube channel with the angle of reaching out to more people, or was it just casual? Because your YouTube channel is very successful. You have like 2.5 lakh followers on one of the channels. So what was the approach you took when starting the YouTube channel?
I think we were very ignorant when we started a channel. You will see our old videos.
Okay.
We did not focus on anything. It was just to reach out. I wanted to say something regarding the trading, and YouTube looks like a good medium. Let's do it.
Okay.
We were not editing, we were not doing anything, just so very simple video with simple strategies or psychological topics regarding that. But the whole core aim was just to reach out to the good traders actually, and sometimes you learn from other traders also.
Okay.
So not only I was able to coach other traders, but in that process also I was able to meet so many nice traders
Through your YouTube channel.
through my YouTube channel.
Amazing. So, how was the journey of becoming a YouTuber and sharing your knowledge, and how did it connect you with a lot of people?
So right now I have 2 YouTube channels, and through those YouTube channels I met some amazing people actually.
Okay.
People from around the India or even outside of India. I'm able to touch with the traders who are in USA market, Singapore market,
Okay.
Japan market. Because see, some technical and psychological mindset details will remain the same.
Right.
Yeah, those things will not change. Only technological things will change also.
Yeah. Some are geographic,
Yeah.
but these psychological things are
Yeah.
general.
Yeah, how you can become a trader or investor or something. Many things are like, I would say 70-80% things are same regardless of your country. So I was actually able to get in touch with people who are outside India also. Not necessarily they are Indians, they are pure Americans, Canadians, Japanese, Koreans, but I was able to meet them, I was able to have email exchanges with them, I was able to learn from them. There are many partners opportunities are spending with them because we all want to work with each other. And within India is like mind blowing right now that whenever I go outside or something, I often meet our traders or something. So it's an amazing experience. And if you check my email right now, lot of insights, lot of strategies people share with me. So it's like constantly evolving yourself. It's not just one side that I am coaching. Even a new trader can coach me. Because sometime a new trader can figure out what I did not figure out since last 5 years or something. And he will approach me that, oh, I watch your videos, I can relate to you. Can you check my strategy or something? So it's very beautiful.
That's really amazing that you're able to connect with these YouTubers. I mean your audience on YouTube. So I also heard that you are writing your own book.
Yeah.
Is it about stock markets? And tell us about that.
Yeah, so I have few books in my mind, but currently I'm writing a book which I name a title like Mad Elephant in Stock Market.
Okay.
And it's for the traders.
Okay.
And I wanted to reach out to the traders who have genuine intention in stock market, who are facing struggle, who do not have a right mentor or coach.
Okay.
So I'm writing a book which is sharing all the theories that we have discussed so far and many important insights that will change their life.
That's amazing. Amazing. So this book and also your other YouTube channel is going to be a great benefit to people who want to start trading, right?
Yeah.
But if somebody wants to get into trading, what advice would you give them? What would you say to them?
Okay. If I want to conclude this entire episode for those people who are new to trading or those who are still struggling in trading and those who have intention, serious intentions to work in stock market, pay off their debt, have more financial stability or even build wealth the way I did for my family, then I can say that make sure that you work on your mindset rather than technicalities. Because technicalities eventually you learn, but it's very hard for a human being to change their mindset. Mindset is a real game. Drop your ego outside, be a crocodile, make sure that you consider stock market as a loss making machine so that your byproduct remains profit. You pick up few strategies. You trade only qualitative trades when they are available. You become a systematic trader rather than an emotional trader. And make sure that you believe in yourself.
Yeah.
Many people run into tips and shortcuts because they don't believe in themselves.
Yeah.
They think things are very hard. Okay, things are hard, but then the opportunity is also very, very big. If we are working really hard for our normal job and we are working for 5 to 10 different bosses, why we are not working hard for stock market where we can build amazing wealth also? So believe in yourself and make sure you at least have someone who is a right coach or a mentor for yourself. It's very much necessary to have a coach in stock market. Make sure that you do not end up following some hero or some legend and they are not the right people for you. That's what the takeaway I can give to any trader who is struggling right now or anyone who wants to start trading. And as you know, my messages are always open for anyone who need any insight. They can always connect with me.
Awesome. This has been an amazing episode. I'm sure there are a lot of people who are already in the stock market or even who want to get into the stock market to learn this. I love what you said, that the stock market is more about the mindset than about the technicalities.
Yes,
Because the technicalities you're going to learn anyway, but it's really hard to change the mindset. So thank you so much, Chetan. Any last words before concluding this episode?
No, just get in touch with me and just focus on the mindset. And whenever you have any question, just get in touch with me. I'll mentor you as much as possible. Thank you very much, Ryan, for asking very interesting questions.
Thank you, Chetan.
Thank you everyone for watching this episode. I personally believe that a small idea or a simple conversation has the power to change our life, and that's why I created this channel. Let me tell you that if you have anything to share with me, if you want to reach out to me, I'm available on all of the social media and my messages are always open. Secondly, if you really like my efforts and content, can I request you to please like this video, like my content and subscribe to my channel. It helps me to reach out to as many as people possible in this world. Thank you very much. See you soon.